Hours before Argentina walked onto the pitch for the World Cup final, an alleged phone call reportedly reached the team's inner circle. It was urgent, it was political, and according to the theory now spreading across Argentina, the message came from the highest level of government. What was said during that call has never been officially confirmed. No recording has surfaced. No member of the Argentine staff has publicly admitted receiving instructions. But the allegation is explosive. Argentina, the defending world champions, had supposedly been warned that they could not win the final. Then came the second detail. President Javier Milei did not attend the match. He was absent from the stadium, absent from the ceremony, and absent from the photographs showing Donald Trump, FIFA officials, and the most powerful figures in world football gathered around the biggest match on earth. The official explanation was superstition. Milei had watched Argentina's previous matches elsewhere and supposedly did not want to disrupt the routine. Perhaps that is all it was. But once Argentina stepped onto the pitch and produced one of the strangest performances of their modern history, his absence suddenly looked far more significant. Spain won 1-0 after extra time. Ferran Torres scored in the 106th minute. Argentina did not register a shot in the first half. Across the entire 120 minutes, Lionel Messi's side failed to produce a single effort on target. The defending champions did not merely lose, they appeared paralyzed. And when the final whistle blew, the football world immediately sensed that something was wrong. Spain were champions of the world. Argentina had lost. But instead of accepting defeat, several Argentine players confronted the winners. Shoves became punches. Coaches and substitutes rushed onto the pitch. The closing moments of the World Cup descended into chaos. That is when the alleged phone call began to matter. Supporters asked whether Argentina had simply been outplayed or whether something had happened behind the scenes before the match even started. Did Milei personally call the staff? Did someone call on his behalf? Was there a warning from FIFA, the United States, or political figures surrounding the tournament? No verified evidence has answered those questions. But the theory grew because the pieces appeared to fit together too perfectly. A missing president, an urgent alleged call, a politically charged final in the United States, Donald Trump appearing during the ceremony, FIFA President Gianni Infantino standing beside him, and an Argentina team containing some of the finest attacking players in football failing to place one shot on target. The people who actually played the game then began delivering their verdict. Zlatan Ibrahimovic did not soften his words. "Football won today," he said. He pointed directly at Argentina's complete lack of attacking threat and their aggression after the defeat. In his view, Argentina had finally received what they deserved. They had played dirty, they had relied on provocation, and once Spain removed those weapons, the world saw how weak they really were. When Zlatan Ibrahimovic calls a team weak, it is not gentle analysis, it is an execution. Thierry Henry looked beyond the fighting and focused on what Spain had done tactically.
Whenever Spain lost possession, they won it back within only a few passes. All 11 players defended together. Every Argentine passing route disappeared before it opened. Messi received the ball and immediately found Spanish shirts surrounding him. Julian Alvarez had nowhere to run. Enzo Fernandez could not control midfield. Argentina were slowly suffocated. Henry's analysis provided the strongest football explanation for what happened. Perhaps Argentina had not been told to lose. Perhaps Spain had simply made them look as though they had. Luis de la Fuente's team operated like a machine. They pressed together. They defended together. They controlled the center through Rodri. They prevented Messi from receiving the ball in the dangerous areas where he had destroyed teams for more than 2 decades. De la Fuente later admitted that neutralizing Messi had been the center of Spain's plan. every player sacrificed for the group. Then, he delivered a statement that should terrify the rest of world football. Without Argentina's goalkeeper, Spain would have won by more. The statistics suggested he was right. Micah Richards reserved his greatest praise for Rodri. After returning from a serious knee injury, the Spanish captain dominated the most important match in football. He dictated the tempo, protected the defense, and led the press every time Argentina attempted to escape. Pep Guardiola had predicted Rodri would return to his best. He did more than that. He returned to captain Spain to the World Cup. But if Spain's control explained the result, Argentina's reaction created the suspicion. Roy Keane told them to take their medicine. This was not a man objecting to physical football. Keane had spent his career intimidating opponents and competing at the limits of what referees allowed. Even he believed Argentina had crossed the line. He reminded viewers that Argentina had spent the tournament confronting opponents, surrounding officials, and using aggression to gain an advantage. When Spain gave them the same treatment, Argentina could not accept it. Gary Neville called their behavior a disgrace. Alan Shearer condemned the punches. Joe Hart described the scenes as disgusting. Wayne Rooney called them embarrassing. These were former players who understood anger, confrontation, and the agony of losing. Their verdict was still unanimous. Argentina had lost control. The footage appeared to show how the confrontation began. Spain's substitutes ran onto the pitch to celebrate. Rodri moved past Nahuel Molina. Molina struck him in the chest. Rodri turned around. Eric Garcia attempted to separate them. Then Leandro Paredes arrived. Garcia was grabbed and thrown down. Gavi was struck. Players and staff rushed into the confrontation as the most important match in football collapsed into a mass brawl. Supporters of the conspiracy theory saw something more than bad sportsmanship. They saw frustration. They saw players who appeared furious at forces they could not control. They asked why Argentina's anger looked so deep when Spain had simply beaten them fairly on the pitch. Had the players been aware of the alleged warning? Had only the staff received the supposed call? Were the players fighting Spain, or were they reacting to something that had happened before kickoff? There is no confirmed evidence that any of this occurred, but conspiracy theories survive because every detail can be turned into another question. Argentina failed to attack. Was that tactical failure or an instruction? Argentina fought after losing. Was that poor discipline or anger over a hidden agreement? Millet stayed away. Was that superstition or an attempt to distance himself from what was about to happen? The lack of proof does not stop the theory, it feeds it. The political setting made the story even more explosive. Javier Millet had become one of the world's most controversial presidents. He had built a close relationship with Donald Trump and aligned himself with an international conservative movement. The final took place in the United States. Trump played a visible role in the closing ceremony. Infantino appeared repeatedly beside him. FIFA had transformed the tournament into a global political and commercial spectacle. Then came the first full Super Bowl-style halftime show ever attached to a World Cup final. Madonna, Ronaldo, Shakira, BTS, Justin Bieber, Burna Boy, even the Muppets. The interruption lasted far longer than a normal football break. Wayne Rooney was asked for his favourite moment. When it finished, he replied. Roy Keane called it an anti-climax. The football world wanted Spain against Argentina. FIFA gave them a concert, advertisements, political figures, and a carefully constructed American spectacle surrounding the match. For people already suspicious of what had happened, the images were irresistible. The American president stood inside the stadium. The FIFA president stood beside him. Argentina's president stayed away. An alleged telephone call had supposedly reached the team.
and the defending champions failed to produce a shot on target. None of those facts proves that Argentina were forced to lose. Together, however, they created the perfect environment for the allegation to spread. Then came Lionel Scaloni. The Argentina coach broke down during his press conference. He admitted Spain had been better. He said they deserved to win. He praised Messi, defended his players, and cast doubt over his own future. His contract ran until December, but he said he needed to speak to the federation and reset his mind. "It will be hard to put together another team like this," he said. Then he became overwhelmed and left the room before finishing his thoughts. Most viewers saw the tears of a coach who had watched an extraordinary team reach its end. Others saw something darker, a man who knew more than he was willing to say. There is no evidence Scaloni was hiding a political secret. Losing a World Cup final would be enough to break almost any coach. But tabloid theories are not built only from documents.
They are built from images. A coach unable to finish his sentence. A president missing from the stadium. A captain crying alone. Players throwing punches. FIFA executives celebrating. Donald Trump presenting the trophy. Spain lifting the World Cup beneath American fireworks. Messi himself did not join the fighting. He wept. At 39 years old, after carrying Argentina through another tournament, he watched what may have been his final chance to become world champion disappear. Even Argentina's harshest critics separated Messi from the men around him. Neville argued that Messi had propped the team up for years. Rooney and Shearer continued praising his tournament even after Kylian Mbappe won the Golden Boot through goals scored in the third-place match. The football world still respected Messi. It condemned Argentina. That distinction matters because almost nobody seriously believes Messi deliberately threw away the final. The darker theory suggests that the decision, pressure, or warning came from outside the dressing room, from politicians, from officials, from people whose influence reached further than any player on the pitch. But until someone produces a recording, message, or witness willing to speak publicly, it remains an allegation. The football explanation is much easier to prove. Spain pressed better. Spain defended together. Spain controlled possession. Spain neutralized Messi. Spain remained disciplined. Spain scored the only goal. Ferran Torres later dedicated his winner to 47 million Spaniards. He did not speak about Milei, Trump, or secret telephone calls. He made the victory about Spain. That contrast became the final verdict. Spain behaved like champions. Argentina behaved like a team that could not accept what had happened. Zlatan said football won. Henry praised Spain's discipline. Keane told Argentina to take their medicine. Neville called their conduct disgraceful. Hart called it disgusting. Scaloni admitted Spain were better. But the question surrounding the alleged phone call refused to disappear. Who made it? Who received it? What was said? And why did Argentina then play for 120 minutes without managing a shot on target? Perhaps the answer is simple. Spain were magnificent. Argentina were exhausted. Messi was finally contained, and one goal decided the World Cup. Or perhaps the phone call was real. Perhaps Milei's absence was not superstition. Perhaps Argentina entered the biggest match on earth, already knowing that some results carry consequences far beyond football. No confirmed evidence proves that, but the suspicion now hangs over the final. Spain lifted the trophy. Argentina left in fury. Donald Trump stood inside the stadium. Javier Milei watched from somewhere else. And somewhere between the alleged phone call and the final whistle, one of the most explosive theories in World Cup history was born. Did Spain simply expose Argentina? Or were the defending champions never truly allowed to win? Let us know what you believe below, because the final may be over,
But the mystery surrounding Argentina has only just begun.